Gone are the days when we had to wait for a main character to get the hang of the new magic system and then go through years of training to learn how to kick ass. These days, the guys who land on fantasy worlds know how to finish off the highest ranked bosses with a snap of his fingers. If you're someone who wants to see more of that, then here are 10 magic fantasy anime where the main character is overpowered as hell. Number 10. Akashic Records of Bastard Magic Instructor. We always see high school students in action, but how about seeing the teacher kick ass for a change? This magic professor seems to have more power than any of his students, and even though he has third-rate magic, he clearly seems to belong in the overpowered group. He has a well-known knowledge about magic, its effects, as well as spells. He's also got the power of pain tolerance, where he can survive multiple wounds and attacks without losing the motivation to fight. Akashic Records, a bastard magic instructor, tells the story of this overpowered magical teacher who doesn't hesitate to save students while showing off how cool he is. If you need a fantasy adventure that twists the usual tropes, then this is an anime for you. Number 9. Kwanzi Fashi. Normally, it's rare to see the weak and silent boy in your class suddenly become overpowered, but this is anime, so anything is a possibility. This anime is about a guy called Mo Fan, who finds himself in a universe similar to his, where magic has replaced science and the so-called magic is used to fend off beasts and other evil lurking in the forests. But Mo is born as a son of a laborer, and as rumors spread about his poverty and lack of magical ability, others label him as weak. But Mo Fan soon turns out to be an underdog, with immense potential and rare abilities. He can harness several elements at once and can leave everyone's mouth gawked open. Number 8. Knights and Magic. Are you tired of fantasy with bows and arrows, swords and shields? Then how about some good old-fashioned action fantasy with giant mechs and some hardcore programming lessons? Knights and Magic happens when a software engineer and a hardcore mecha otaku from our world is transported to a fantasy world, where warriors use mecha robots known as silhouette knights to fight off powerful beasts. This software engineer is born as Eru Achevelia, and soon realizes that the magic of the world is related to the programming of our world. This allows him to excel in certain areas of magic, as well as become a great mecha pilot. If you need an interesting take on the fantasy genre that combines both fantasy and technology, then this one is for you. Number 7. Hagure Yusha no Aesthetica. Here's an anime where a chivalrous knight is transported to a magical fantasy world. Here we have a hero who doesn't just defeat the Demon King and retire, he decides to retire by taking the Demon King's daughter home with him. Before getting summoned into the isekai world, Akatsuki was not only at his peak strength, but was also a master combatant. Akatsuki barely has any magical skills at all, but he is skilled in Renkankei Kiko, which is the ability to control one's energy. Even though the full nature of his power hasn't yet been revealed, it is pretty much obvious that Akatsuki is one of the strongest in the world. And to top it all off, he has a cute demon girl to accompany him, so what more can a man ask for?
The Dark Lord! Now!
Number 6. Worldbreak. Aria of Curse for a Holy Swordsman. Sometimes, being able to recall your previous memories doesn't always play to your advantage. This anime takes place in Akane Private Academy, where students possess memories of their previous lives. Pretty cool, right? Well, not when there's a war coming and everyone wants to kill you. From the first look itself, you can tell Worldbreak has an interesting magic system. Students are divided into 2 factions based on their power, and the anime takes enough screen time to explain why the main characters are overpowered instead of just showing them beating the ass of every villain. If you're one of those fans who loves hardcore magic systems accompanied by an overpowered main character, then this one is for you. Number 5. In another world with my smartphone. What's the coolest smartphone in the world? Your iPhone? Nah, didn't think so. If you want to see the world's coolest smartphone in action, then you've got to watch this anime. God, who accidentally kills 15-year-old Toya Mochizuki, decides to send him to another world with his smartphone. This smartphone doesn't allow Toya to contact people from his world, but it has some cool features that are gonna make your iPhone look like garbage. Apart from giving him a supernatural smartphone, God also increases Toya's magical and physical strength. And now, Toya begins his journey on this fantasy world and befriends many allies, which are mostly female, of course. You know the rule, with great power comes great harem.
Vocês definitivamente acabaram nascendo num mundo completamente errado.
Number 4. No life, no game. In most cases, isekai anime repeats the same formula over and over again, but sometimes there is a rare gem that takes the concepts, twists them into a new direction, and shows the potential of this medium. Sora and Shiro are one of the most interesting siblings to land on an isekai world. These two are hikikomori step-siblings, who are known in online gaming for their skill and talent. One day, a god challenges them for a game and tells them about a fantasy world ruled by games. Sora and Shiro at first think it's a joke, but all laughs are gone when they are transported into the world for themselves. Here, everything is solved by playing games, from a minor street brawl to conquering countries. Yeah, good luck surviving that, Shiro. Number 3. Irregular at Magic High School. Need the damsel in distress sister and the overpowered big brother? Oh, and we get magic too. How cool is that? Irregular at Magic High School happens in a world now dominated by magic. Magic is trained at schools, and the ones who cannot use magic are cast out. Tatsuya may look like your average Joe in a high school, but that's before you hand him a gun. What's fascinating about Tatsuya is not only his godly power, but also the way he blends in magic with technology and combat skills to defeat his opponents. He knows how to use the complex magic system of the world for his advantage, and his quick melee skills only add credit to his combat. If you need a ton of overpowered Oni-chan moments, then this is the anime for you.
Is an actual demon lord.
Number 2. How not to summon a demon lord. What happens when an awkward antisocial teenager gets turned into a powerful demon lord? Well, that happens when Takuma Sakamoto, who is the so-called clumsy teenager, gets summoned as a demon lord to another world. The two women who summon him try to bind him as their slave, but instead, the two of them end up becoming his slave. Even though things are to Takuma's advantage, his social awkwardness kicks in, and it's funny to see how he tries to adapt to each situation. But don't think that this guy is a very weak demon lord because of his clumsiness. Demon lords are always a very powerful kind, but this one has enough power to make Anos jealous. If you ignore that silly fan service comedy, then this is the power fantasy show every anime fan wishes for. How can we end this video without first speaking up about the most overpowered skeleton in the anime universe? Overlord starts when a massively popular MMORPG is suddenly shut down, leaving only a single guild leader named Ainz Algaon in it. Ainz still has his servants working under him. But with all the players now gone, other races start to evolve in the new world. With nothing to do and no way to get out, Ainz sets out to find the whereabouts of other players in the world. Overlord knows how to twist the mortality of its characters in different directions, so don't expect smiling good guys in this one. So there goes 10 magic and fantasy anime where the main character is overpowered. If you think we missed your favorite anime, then don't forget to sound up in the comments below. And as usual, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification button so you get an update every single time we upload a new video. Stay safe, anime fans, and I'll see you in the next video.